Hello and welcome to this live stream brought to you by Exponent to Success. And I'm sorry I started a little late. I'm about 1 minute late, but I was having some network issues. But hopefully it should be resolved now, and you should be able to hear me and see me. So if you're not able to hear me or see me, just mention on the chat box, and I'll try and fix the issue, and we can then move on. Okay, so what I want to do today, and I've changed the format a little. So it's going to be a very interesting thing for you as well. And I'm also going to enjoy it a lot. So basically, what happens is that in this live stream, there are two new things that we have added. So from this live stream onwards, in fact, so every live stream from now on will have these two things added into it. Right. So the first thing that we have added is that if you attend all the uh, sessions of a particular topic, you will be given a certificate. So, for example, we are now starting with linear equations. Linear equations, I hopefully should be finished in 2 to 3 sessions. So maybe today, next week, and the week after that, we'll be able to finish linear equations. And if you attend all the 3 sessions of linear equations, you will get a certificate from Exponent to Success. So do not forget to fill in the attendance form. There's an attendance form that is given in the description box below, so you can just uh, click on the attendance form and fill in the details. Those details would require you to fill up your name, your address is there for the free prize if you happen to win a prize today. And what about the prize? Yes, the prize is also there today, and that is for the most consistent and the most participative student of the live stream. So I expect you to participate along with me, and the way to participate is that we are going to discuss a few questions today, which are very important from the board exams point of view. And this, since you have already revised the topic, and you already know what it involves, though I'm also going to teach a little bit of concept before we actually go into the questions. And I'm going to keep a record of who is answering the maximum questions, and the person who answers the maximum correct answers will get a free gift from Good and More. Now this video has been sponsored by Good and More. Good and More is a company which is basically in the food packaging industry, and they make a lot of good stuff, like shake mixes, milkshake mixes, and hot chocolate mixes, cocktail mixes, mocktail mixes. So what they are planning to do is they are going to give you a free hot chocolate mix worth 330 rupees, absolutely free. But that is only one hot chocolate mix which will be given to the most participative student who gives the maximum correct answers. Now correct answers we'll know because we'll be discussing the answers on the stream also. And correct answer will only be you will be eligible for a correct answer only if you answer before we solve the question or on the stream. So that is one thing. And second is, uh, now it is possible that there may be 2 or 3 students who give the maximum correct answers, or who give the correct answers, but I will see the answer which has come first in the chat box. I'm going to check that answer and give the award to him. So basically stay connected all through the stream for this entire 1.5 hours, whatever we are going to do. So basically there are two things that we are going to do today. One is we are going to touch a little bit about linear equations in two variables, and we are going to solve it by the graphical method. And the other is, in the last two or three questions, I've got it from the substitution method. So basically, there are three methods of solving linear equations. One is the graphical method, one is the method by substitution, and the third is by elimination. So a little bit I'm going to cover on substitution in this stream also, and little bit in the next stream, and we'll finish the elimination also in the next stream. This is basically more or less going to focus on the graphical method of solving linear equations, right? So as I said, this stream has been sponsored by Good and More, and if you want to see them and what all products they make, you can just visit their website, which is shown at the bottom of the screen, which is Good and More. So you can the website is www.goodandmore.com .in, sorry. And just remember, more is spelled as MOORE and not MORE. So just take care of that. You can visit them, check out what all products they have. You can order it yourself also, but the hot chocolate mix is going to come free to you if you answer the most questions in today's stream. Okay. And right. So Bhishmesh is very happy about it, and yes, it is a thing to be happy about, Bhishmesh. And we have got another student here, Shreyansh Shukla. Okay, welcome to you, Shreyansh, and we are going to enjoy a lot. So hopefully in the description box you will be able to see the link to the attendance form also. Now to get the certificate it is very important to fill up the attendance form, and once you fill it up, then we can go ahead and hand you over the certificate. The certificate is eligible for all students who uh, who attend all the live streams that we have about a particular topic. So linear equations, like I told you, will be there today and next week. So probably if you attend both the sessions, you will be eligible for the certificate. But free gift will be given only to one student who answers the most correct answers in one particular live stream. Right. So as I said, this video is brought to you by Good and More, that is sponsored by them, but it is the initiative of Exponent to Success. Exponent to Success is an organization which is basically focused on developing the mathematical skills of students and helping them succeed in the board examinations. And the tagline of Exponent to Success is that it adds an exponent to your learning curve. So everybody has a learning curve. Some people have a steep learning curve, so it goes like this, and some have a very slow learning curve. So it depends on what your learning curve is. But if an exponent is added to it, it starts to see an exponential rise, and that is going to be very beneficial for you. So let's start with the intro video of Exponent to Success, and we'll join you in the stream. Right, to talk about Exponent to Success, the intro video, just a minute. Right, so there you are. It is going to add an exponent to your learning curve, and I welcome you give you a very warm welcome to the stream. And basically, what we are going to do today is going to be linear equations in two variables. Like I said, we'll be focusing more on this thing, the graphical method, and we are going to cover some bit about the substitution method as well. So stay connected during the entire stream, and we've got the first question on screen now. So instead of the question, I'll first tell you a little bit about the concept about linear equations and how do we solve it using the graphs. So basically, when we draw a linear equation, or when we uh, talk about a linear equation, it has the graph is a straight line. So if we have this as the Cartesian plane, a linear equation will have always have a graph like this. So it's always going to be a straight line. It's not going to be a curved line. It is not going to be anything else. And the solution of a linear equation is, or if there are linear equation in two variables, so there are two equations that we have. So let the line of the second equation be this. So the intersection point of those both these lines is called the solution of the equation. So that's how we determine the solution. So if they are intersecting at each other at one point, they are going to have a solution. And since both of them are going to be straight lines, they can intersect exactly at one point. They are never going to be so you can have different types of things, and we are going to discuss about consistent and inconsistent equations also. But most probably you will come across equations which intersect each other at one point, and they will not intersect each other at any other point if they have different slopes. Now, what is possible is that you may have a linear equation which never intersects. So you can have one equation like this, one a line going like this and the other line going like this. So both these are parallel to each other and they are never going to intersect each other, which means they will have no solution. So whenever there is no solution, it is called as an inconsistent equation. Inconsistent is when there is no solution altogether. The second is that when there is one solution, like in the graph above, so we've got an x coordinate here. So this is the x coordinate and we have got the y coordinate here. So x comma y is the solution of this, and if we look at or if we substitute these values of x and y in the equations given, then the equation should come out to be true. And consistent, basically, inconsistent is when there is no solution. Consistent, we have two possibilities. One is that there is one solution, so this is an example of a consistent equation. And the other possibility is that if this is the Cartesian plane and we have a line going like this, and the second equation also is on top of the same line only. So here you see that both the lines are on the same place, they coincide each other, and every point on this line is going to be a solution to the linear equation. So there are infinitely many solutions. Now both these happen to be consistent. So whenever there is at least one or more than one solutions available, it's called a consistent equation. And when there is no solution available, that means when the lines are parallel, it's called an inconsistent equation. And you can also check from the coefficients of the linear equations that what is the ratio of the coefficients should be in if I'll tell you the rules for that. So one is that if we have got two linear equations as a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. This is the general form of any linear equation in two variables. I'm calling them two variables because we have got x and y as the variables here, and a1 is the coefficient of x, b1 is the coefficient of y, and c1 is the constant term. And the second equation is a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. Now if you find that the ratio of a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1 upon b2, which is not equal to c1 upon c2, then the line is going to have one solution. Okay, only one solution. That means the lines will be intersecting each other. And if the ratio of a1 upon a2 is not equal to, sorry, it should be equal to, where is it? If a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 but not equal to c1 upon c2, then it will have no solution because the lines will be parallel to each other and it's an inconsistent equation like this case here. And when the lines are coinciding on each other, then all three are going to be equal. That means a1 upon a2 is going to be equal to b1 upon b2, which is going to be equal to c1 upon c2. So both the first one and the third one are examples of consistent equations, and this one here is an example of inconsistent equation. Right? Understood the concept so far? Right. Let's go there and answer a few questions. But before we go there, I would just like to remind you that please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to it already. And please click on the bell notification also, because that is very important. YouTube has changed their idea that even if you subscribe, you won't get the notification. But if you click on the bell notification and click on all, you will be informed of every future live stream that we'll be doing. And so do remember to subscribe to the channel and to click on the bell notification also, and do not forget to like this video also. Now liking the video, it also helps the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, that it's is spread to a lot of other people also around the world. And if you want the others also to benefit from my videos, you should definitely click on the like button. And not only to spread it around, it is also for my motivation. So when you click on the like button, I get a little bit of motivation, and I am encouraged to do, or motivated to do, a lot more streams like this and help you in the future also. Now we've got another channel also, in on which we do live streams in Hindi. And if you haven't been to that channel is by the name of Ganitavya. You can just search for it in YouTube. You will find my picture there doing like this, and it's a very interesting picture. So just search for the channel and subscribe to that channel as well, because next week we'll be doing the live stream on that channel, and the week after that we'll come back to Exponent to Success, then to Ganitavya. So every alternate week we are going to alternate between these two channels, right? So let's move on to the first question of the day and wish you all a very good luck. Now, the question is x is equal to -1 and y is equal to 2 a solution of both these given equations? So they've given us two equations here: x plus 2y is equal to 3 and 4x plus 3y is equal to 2. The question is that if we put in the value of x as -1 and y as 2, is it a solution to both these equations simultaneously or not? Simultaneously means that if it satisfies both these equations, then it is a solution to that equation. If it does not satisfy the equation, then it is not a solution. So very quickly, just put in these values and find out whether it's a solution of these given equations or not. So you can send in your answers on the chat box, and like I said, the first person to answer is going to get 1 point for that, and the person with the maximum points at the end of the stream is going to be eligible for the free prize that is going to be given by Good and More. Right. So meanwhile, while you're busy solving, I will also start solving on the screen. And before me, you will have to find out the value and tell me an answer on the chat box. If you do that, you'll be eligible for a point. Otherwise, if I do it before you, then you'll not be eligible for the prize. As simple as that, or eligible for the point, because prize will be given only at the end of the stream. Right. So basically, we have to substitute the value of x and y into the given equations and find out whether the LHS is going to be equal to the RHS or not. So very simple. So let's take the first equation: x plus 2y is equal to 3. Now, instead of x, we are taking the value of -1. So that becomes -1 plus 2 times y. The value of y is 2. That should be so let us solve for LHS first and find out what LHS is equal to. So that gives us -1 plus 2 times 2 is 4, and that gives us a value of 3. So the LHS of this equation is equal to 3. And if we look at the RHS also, RHS is also 3. So yes, the first equation is satisfied. Do we have any answers yet? No, not yet. Okay. Are you going to do it for the second equation as well and give me an answer before I do it? I'll give you 10 more seconds to do it, and in case I don't get any answers, I'm going to solve it for you and nobody gets a point. I will get a point. I will have a hot chocolate mix then. Right. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to solve it for you, and in case I don't get any answers before I solve it, then nobody gets a point. So we are going to look at the second equation now. 4x plus 3y is equal to 2. I'm going to solve the LHS first. So in the LHS, I substitute the value of x as -1. so that becomes 4 times minus 1, and the value of y as 2, so that becomes 3 times 2. Okay, so that gives me 4 times minus 1 is minus 4, and plus 3 times 2 is 6. So that gives me an answer equal to 2. And let's look at the RHS. RHS is also equal to 2. So yes, LHS is equal to RHS. So it happens to be a solution for both of these linear equations. So x is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to 2 is a solution to both these equations. It happens to solve them simultaneously. So nobody gets a point in this question. We'll move on to the next question. There are lots of questions today, so you have got a lot of opportunity to earn the points. Now, the next question is, solve each of the following system of equations graphically. So we've got two equations here: 2x plus 3y is equal to 2 and x minus 2y is equal to 8. Now when we are talking about the graphical method, we basically have to find out we have to substitute the value of one variable according to our choice. So we can put whatever value we want to put in into that, and we have to find the value of the other variable using that value, and then plot the points on the graph and basically see where do the two lines intersect each other. The intersection point will be a solution to those. So do try and solve this and tell me the solution before I show it to you. Meanwhile, we are going to make a table of values for the same. So let us talk about the first equation: 2x plus 3y is equal to 2. Now if I make a table of values like this, so this is going to be a table that I have. So basically, to draw a line, we need at least 2 points. But for the benefit of this, let us start with 3 points, and I'll take 1 point as 0, one as negative, and one as positive, so that it is going to be, uh, we'll get what we have. Right. So basically, I'm going to have x here and y here. I'm going to put in the values of x and find the value of y. Now, to find the value of y for a given value of x, we will have to solve this equation in terms of y first. So we have to find the value of y in terms of x. So to find the value of y, we know that the value of the unknown has to remain on one side and everything else must go to the other side. So let us solve that. Since we need 3y, since we need the value of y, we'll keep 3y here and take 2x to the other side. So on the other side we get sorry that becomes 2 minus 2x. So 2 is already there on the right side, and when 2x goes to the other side, it becomes 2 minus 2x. And because we need the value of y, we can just divide the whole thing by 3. So that gives us the value of y. Now, what value of x do we get when the value of y is, or when the, sorry, what value of y do we get when we take x is equal to 0? Now, obviously, when x is equal to 0, the value of y that we get is, so this becomes 2 minus 0 upon 3, which is nothing but 2 upon 3 when x is equal to 0. Okay, so when x is 0, y is equal to 2 upon 3. And let's take another value. So I'll take x as, say, minus 1. So when we take it as minus 1, x is equal to minus 1, that time we get 2 minus 2 times minus 1, which is again minus 2. So 2 minus of minus 2 becomes plus 2 upon 3. So that becomes 4 upon 3. So this is 4 upon 3. And the third is, uh, when we take x is equal to 1. So when we take x is equal to 1, we get 2 minus 2 times 1, which is 2. So 2 minus 2 upon 3, which is equal to 0. So when x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0. Now these are the, this is the table of values, and we will have to plot it on the graph paper. So let us plot it on the graph paper, or should I make a table of values for the second one also? So okay, let me take the second equation. X minus 2y is equal to 8. Now because we are going to find the value of y, so we can take 2y to the other side and bring 8 to this side. So we get 2y is going to be equal to x minus 8, and then y will be equal to x minus 8 upon 2. Okay, then again I'll make a table of values. I'll take three values of x, for which I will find the value of y. So this time let me take it as -2, 0 and 2. So if we put the value of negative of x as -2, we get -2 minus 8, which is minus 10 upon 2, which is going to be minus 5. If we take the value of x as 0, it's 0 minus 8, which is minus 8 upon 2, which is going to give us the value of y as minus 4. And obviously for 2, it's going to be 2 minus 8, which is minus 6 upon 2, which gives the value of y as 3. Okay, let me take the graph paper and try and solve the question. Now, let's see. Okay, right. Let us see on the graph paper. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen and I'm going to bring you on. I'm going to share the graph paper with you. Okay. So here we go. This is the graph paper that I have, and let us plot the values of the first table now. Now when x is equal to -1, so I will need to adjust this graph paper a little. When x is equal to -1, um, so I need a point. Okay, when x is equal to -1, y is equal to 4 by 3. Now 4 by 3 is nothing but a little over 1, because it is 1 by 3. So I can probably take it when x is -1, and so it will probably be somewhere here. So that is the first thing. And when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2 by 3. So when x is 0, y is equal to 2 by 3, which means 2/3 of 1, which is going to be somewhere here. Okay, may not be accurate, but still close enough. And when x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0. When x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0, so that's going to be this point. And when we draw a line connecting these 3 points, we get a line like this. So this is the line for, so I can write it here. The equation for this is the line for the equation 2x plus 3y is equal to 2. Okay, and the second equation is x minus 2y is equal to 8. We have plotted a table of values for that also. Let's plot the points now. When x is equal to -2, y is equal to -5. So x is equal to -2, y is equal to -5, which is going to be point somewhere here. Second point is when x is equal to 0, y gives us value of -4, so it is going to be here. And third is then when x is equal to 2, y is equal to -3. So when x is equal to 2, y is going to be -3. So it's going to be a point here. And when we connect these 2 points, what we get is a line like this. And this should be a solution. So it is not the solutions, I think, are not very clear on this, but we'll have to see it anyways. So I think it's somewhere here. So that I think is going to be 3 2 by 3. So the x coordinate would be 3 2 by 3, or which gives me 11 by 3. So I can write it as 11 by 3. And the y coordinate in this case looks like -2, or maybe it is a little above -2. So this is going to be the solution of the linear equations. Okay, do we have any answers yet? Okay, right, no answers yet. So we are going to stop this share and but we do have a comment, and we have a comment from Shailendra Singh Bhadoria. Sir, do you know Neelu ma'am? Okay. Shailendra, yes, I know Neelu ma'am very well. She is my good friend, and basically, we were uh, school children. We were your age since I know her. So it's been a very long association with her. And we were, in fact, studying in the same school, same class. And like you are 10th class students or ninth, I can see your class as ninth G, but yes, we have studied together from classes 8th, ninth, and 12th. So 3 years we have studied together, and we were classmates. So of course we lost touch after that, but it's been a very long time since I think the last 7 or 8 years that we managed to get back in touch through Facebook and through other social media platforms. And we have a group, a WhatsApp group, on which all of us classmates of those times. It's a very fun group that we have, and yes, we know each other very well. So yes, that is there. And yes, so the lovely thing is that Neelu ma'am is also is a teacher now, and I also have become a teacher unknowingly. I didn't know that she was a teacher, and neither did she know me, because we had lost touch in between. But yes, we know each other very well now. And okay, let's move on to the next question. So let me share the screen with you again of the. So I'll have to keep shuffling like this between the two things. So let me move on to the next question. And the next question is, solve each of the following systems of equations graphically. So again, we have got two equations: 3x plus 2y is equal to 12, and x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0. So let me make a table of values first. So to make the table of values, let me take it as, okay. Okay, 3x plus 2y is equal to 12. So like I said, we are going to find the value of y first in terms of take 3x to the other side. So we get 2y is equal to 12 minus 3x, and then divide by 2. So we get y is equal to 12 minus 3x upon 2. Okay, let me take a table of values here. Again, I'm going to take three values of x for y and z. So let us take 1 as 0, 1 I'll take it as -1, and 2. Okay, looks like I got disconnected. Are you able to hear me now and see me now? I hope you are able to see me and hear me, of course. So yes, this is the question, and we have already found two values of y. When x was equal to -2, we found the value of y as 9. When x is equal to 0, y gave us a value of 6. And when we put a value of 2 in x, we get 12 times 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So 12 minus 6 is 6, and 6 divided by 2, y is going to get a value of 3. So we'll plot these points on the graph and see where these two lines intersect each other. Yes, okay. Bhishmesh says yes, there was a network glitch on my end, of course, and he is able to hear me now and see me now. Very good, Bhishmesh. Okay, let's continue and find the value of y uh, for the second equation. So we have got x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0. Now, of course, this is going to be very simple. So if we want to find the value of y, we can just take y to the other side. So that gives us y is equal to x plus 1. Very simple. Table of values is no problem whatsoever. We'll just make a table of values x and y. I'll take three values again. Take x as 0, minus 1 and 1. And okay, so x is the value of y is just 1 more than x. So if x is minus 1, y is going to be 0. When x is 0, y is going to be 1, and when x is 1, y is going to be equal to 2. So let us plot these values on the graph paper and see where do we have the intersection point. So again, I'll have to stop the screen share here and take you to the slide that we have, and I'll have to remove all this. Okay, this is going to be troublesome, going to take a lot of time. So next time I'll not write too many things, because then it becomes difficult to delete all these. Okay, so the first table of values, we've got x is equal to minus 2 and y is equal to 9. So I'll have to first move the graph a little on top so we can just fit it there. So when x is equal to 2, y is equal to 9, so that gives us a point over here. That is the first point that we have. When x is 0, y gives us a value of 6. When x is 0, y gives us a value of 6. That's the point here. And when x is equal to 2, okay, I've made the wrong points, I see. It seems when x is equal to minus 2. Okay, let me move this around. When x is equal to minus 2, so I took it as 2. So when x is equal to minus 2, y gives us a value of 9. So that is the point here. When x is equal to 0, y gives us a value of 6. So that's the point here. And when x is equal to 2, y gives a value of 3. So that's the point here. And if we connect these 3 points, we get a line something like this. Okay, so that's one line that we have. And let's plot the points for the second line now. And the second line is when x is negative 1, y is 0. When x is negative 1, y is 0. So that gives us a point here, point D. When x is equal to 0, y gives us a value of 1. So that is the point here. And when x is equal to 1, y gives a value of 2. So that's the point here. And let's connect these 3 points and see where the line takes us. So yes, and this is our intersection point. Uh, Very clear here, pretty clear. The coordinates are going to be, so we have got the value of x. We go down and see that it is at the coordinate 2, and we go to the left and see the value of y, which is the point 3. So 2 comma 3 should be the value of, should be able to solve these two linear equations simultaneously. So I'll just stop the screen share here and take you back to the, oh sorry, I didn't show you the screen. Okay, now this is a mistake. Sorry, my mistake. I should have been more careful. So let me show you the screen. Okay, so these are the two lines that we plotted, and the first line that you see, the line coming down, is the line for the first equation when x is equal to minus 2, y is equal to 9. When x is equal to 0, y is equal to 6, and when x is equal to 2, y is equal to 3. And in the second equation, we got the points when x is negative 1, y is 0, when x is 0, y is 1, and when x is 1, y is equal to 2. And when we extend these two lines, they happen to meet each other at the point 2 comma 3. So the x coordinate is 2 and the y coordinate is 3. So let me take you back to the screen now, and let me stop sharing this. Okay, Bhishmesh, yes, it happens. I am also prone to making a lot of mistakes. So, yes, it may happen sometimes, but it is good you had reminded me because then I was able to show you now. And let me take you back to the screen because, as I said, I can't share two screens at the same time. So, I will have to take you back to the PowerPoint screen now. Okay, so we got the value of y as sorry, the coordinates as 2 comma 3, which means the value of x is 2 and y is 3. And if you substitute these values of x and y in any of these two equations, in the first equation you'll get an answer of 12, in the second equation you'll get an answer of 0. uh yeah, so that's it, and let's move on to the next question that we have. Again, we have to solve using the graphical method. And okay, so let's plot a table of values. Okay, so we've got the first equation as 2x minus 5y plus 4 is equal to 0. So of course, if we want the value of y, we can take y to the other side since it is negative. So we'll get 5y is equal to 2x plus 4. And right, and we've got uh, uh, so therefore y gives us a value of 2x plus 4 divided by 5. Now we'll plot a table of values, and I think I'm going to take some values now. Of course going to take three values, and going to take some values which give me a result as a whole number when I divide by 5, because in the denominator we have got 5. So that makes it, what happens if I take so if I want to get 0 on the top, I'll probably have to take x as negative 2. So that is one value that I have. So if I take x as negative 2, I'll get 2 times negative 2, which is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 4 gives me 0, and 0 divided by 5 is obviously 0. So the first point is minus 2 comma 0. The second point, we'll have to take this. So uh, if we want to take it as 5, we can't take it as 5, right? We'll have to take, if we want to take it as what happens when we take want to take it as negative 10. So negative, to get a value of negative 10, this term has good because negative 7. So negative 7 times 2 gives me negative 14. Negative 14 plus 4 gives me negative 10, and negative 10 divided by 5 gives me negative 2. So this is going to be 1 point. And the third point, I'll take it as what? Let me take it as 3, positive 3. So when we take it as positive 3, I get 2 times 3 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. So these are the table of values that I am going to plot into the thing. Okay, and let's look at the second equation now. So we have got 2x plus y minus 8 is equal to 0. Let me take 8 to the other side and 2x also to the other side. So we get y is equal to 8 minus 2x. Now here there is no hassles of a decimal going to be there. So here I can just take simple values of x and y. So x and y, so I can just take one value of x as 0, one I can take it as uh, negative 2, uh, or sorry, instead of 2, let me take it as okay, so we have got one value, we'll take it as 2, and the other value as 4. So 2, when the value of x is 2, so it becomes 2 times 2 is 4. So 8 minus 4 is going to give me 4. So the value of y at that point of time will be 4. When we take s as 0, this becomes 0. So 8 minus 0, that becomes 8. And when we take it as 4, 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 minus 8 is 0. So these are the 3 points that we have, and let's plot them on the graph now. Now let me know, I'm going to stop the screen share and share with you the other screen. Uh, Let me, please remind me if you are not able to see the screen, but I'm making very sure that I am sharing the screen with you. Okay, right. So let me get rid of the points. Let me adjust the graph paper so that we can have plot both the values. So in the first table, we saw that when x is negative 2, y is equal to 0. So that gives us a point here. When x is negative 2, y is equal to 0. So that's a point here. When x is negative 7, y is equal to 3. Okay, so I'll have to move this graph paper a little up. Okay, when x is negative 7, y is equal to negative 2. When x is negative 7, where is negative 7? Here. And y is negative 2, so that gives us a point here. And when x is equal to 3, y is equal to 2. So when x is equal to 3, y is equal to 2. That's the point here. And if we plot these 3 points, connect them with a line, we get a line something like this. Okay, so that's the first line that we have. The second line, we have got the points as when x is 2, y is 4. So let me plot that point. When x is 2, y is 4. That's a point here. When x is 0, y is equal to 8. When x is 0, y is equal to 8. So again, I'll have to move the graph a little up. So when x is 0, y is 8. That's the point here. And the third point is when x is 4, y is equal to 0. So when x is 4, y is equal to 0. That's the point here. And if we connect a line joining these 3 points, we get a line like this. And the intersection point of both these lines is going to be our answer or the solutions of these two equations simultaneously. So here we see the x coordinate as, so if we go down, we see that it meets the x-axis as the coordinate 3 and the y-axis as a coordinate 2. So 3 comma 2, when x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 2, it will solve both the equations simultaneously. Okay, so I hope you understood. No questions. Nobody is giving me the answers. Now, if you don't give me the answers before I solve it, you'll not be eligible for the prize. So please do understand that to get a prize, you will have to give me the answers before I plot it on the graph paper or before I find the solution. You must be able to tell me that. Then only you will be eligible for the prize. And of course, if you want a certificate, I am sure you must have filled up the attendance form by now, so you'll find it in the description of the video. If you just read the description, you'll find a link to the attendance form. Just click on that link and it will take you to the attendance form. Fill in all your details and submit the form. Please make sure you don't make any mistakes while filling the form, because if you do, then your attendance won't get recorded and you'll not be eligible for the certificate as well. So if you want a certificate, do fill up the attendance form. And if you want the prize, you still have a chance. Please give me the answer to the next question before we discuss it on the screen. So once again, before we continue on to the next question, I would like to remind you that first of all, it to give me a little bit of motivation and to spread the video around, of course, to all over the world. So there are two ways you can do that. One is to share it with your friends, send the link to this video through WhatsApp or through Facebook or through Instagram, whatever platform you are. You can share it with your friends who are students of class 12th, class 10th, so that they also understand the concept. And the second way to do it is to give the video a like button, which serves two purposes. One is YouTube then spreads it over the world themselves, looking at where all 10th class students are located. And the second way is that it gives me a little bit of motivation that you like what I'm doing and you're supportive of the effort, so it gives me more motivation to do such stuff. And just remember, once again, if you aren't subscribed to the video, just click on the subscribe button, click on the bell notification, click on all, and that's all. And all future live streams, all future videos will be sent to your inbox. You'll get a notification so that you don't miss anything else in the future. And if you like I said, this video is sponsored by Good and More. They are going to be giving you the price. uh, so make sure that you check out their website also, which is www.goodandmore.in. More is spelled as MOORE and not as MORE. Take care of that. And let's move on to the next question. Let me share the screen so that otherwise I'll forget it again. Okay, so here's the screen for you. Okay, let's move on to the next question that we have. Okay, so the next question is solve the following systems of equations graphically. So this is again by the graphical method. We've got two equations here. The first equation is 3x plus y plus 1 equals to 0. And the second equation is 2x minus 3y plus 8 is equal to 0. Let me solve it using the graphical method. So let me take the first equation, 3x plus y plus 1 equal to 0. Now if I want to keep y on one side, take everything else to the other side. So I get y is equal to minus 3x uh, minus 1, because both of them go to the other side, so both of them become negative. Right, so I make a table of values, no decimal points here, no fractions, so that is a good thing. X, y, I can take any values of x and y, but let me take one value of x as 0, 1 I'll take it as negative, so let me take it as negative 1, and 1 I'll take it as positive 1. So when x is negative 1, so that gives us minus 3 times minus 1 minus 1. So minus 3 times minus 1 gives us 3, and 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. So when x is negative 1, y is equal to 2. When x is 0, this whole thing becomes 0, so y will then be equal to minus 1. And when x is 1, so that becomes negative 3 minus 1, which gives us a value of negative 4. Right. So those are the 3 points that we have. And yes, I'm still waiting for your answers. So before I make a graph and show you the solution, you must tell me in the chat box what the solution to both these equations are. And you'll be eligible for the prize, or for a point for the prize, only if you give me the solution before I show you the solution on the screen. So I hope you're understanding that. Okay, let's take the second equation now, which is 2x minus 3y plus 8 is equal to 0. Now, of course, because y is negative here, we have to take the other side. So we get 3y will be equal to 2x plus 8. And therefore, y would then be equal to 2x plus 8 upon 3. Okay, so now how do I make it a multiple of 3? That is the question, so that I don't get any fractions. Let me see. Okay, so we are adding 8 to that. That means if we 8 is actually 1 less than the multiple of 3. So if I happen to make this 2, so if we take x as 1, if we take x as, okay, no, 1 won't work. If we take x as 2, that will give me, okay, 2 is one value that we can take, because when x is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 plus 8 is 12, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. So y gives us 4. When x is 2, y is equal to 4. Okay, I have already got a solution. And Bhishmesh, 0 1 minus 1 2 and minus 2 5, what is that? What is the solution? Okay, are you telling me the values for which equation, the first equation or the second equation? Okay, that was for the first. 0 minus 1, yes. 1 minus 2, and minus 2 5. Yes, very good. Very good. Yes, those 3 points are correct. Now also do it for the second equation. And basically what you have to tell me, before I solve it on the screen, you have to tell me the values of x and y which are going to satisfy both these equations. So that is the answer that I'm looking for. And okay, let's take the next value of x now. So 0 won't work. If I take it as -1, okay, -1 will work. So when I take x as -1, so that becomes -2 plus 8, which gives me a value of 6, and 6 divided by 3 gives me 2. Okay, so I can take the third one as 5, positive 5. So 5 times 2 is 10, 10 plus 8 is 18, and 18 divided by 3 is 6. So these are the 3 points I have. I will now solve it on the graph paper. I'm going to plot it on the graph paper, and Bhishmesh is already ready for it. He's saying I'm doing, and let him do it. Meanwhile, I'll also show on the graph paper. If he is able to give me an answer before I show him the graph paper, then Bhishmesh gets a point and will be in contention for the prize. So please clapping for Bhishmesh. Let's see whether he gives us the correct answer or not. Meanwhile, I'm going to stop sharing the screen and share with you the graph paper that we have. Let me uh, show you the screen for the graph paper. Okay, so here we go. Right. So let me remove all these things that we have from the last question. Right. And let's plot the points now and see what we have got. So in the first equation, we got when x is -1, y is equal to 2. When x is -1, let me move around the graph paper a bit. So basically, I'm looking at 2 and -4. So it is somewhere here. Okay. When x is -1, y is equal to 2. So that gives us a point here. When x is 0, y is -1. So when x is 0, y is -1. That gives us a point here. And when x is 1, y is -4. When x is 1, y is -4. That gives us a point here. And when we connect these points to a line, we get a line something like this. And do we have a solution yet? No. Okay, no solution from Bhishmesh yet. Bhishmesh, it's going to be time. I'm going to plot the second equation now. So before I do it, if you give me the answer, 10 seconds more you get. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.75, 0.5, 0.25. Okay, he's typing. Okay, let me give him 3 more seconds. Okay, so if he gives us the correct answer, he'll get a point and will be in contention for the prize. So please make sure that you also participate and get more points in the stream. If you get more points, you will get a prize. So Bhishmesh has already sent something. Uh, minus, what is this? These are the points for the second line, isn't it? Okay, basically what I'm wanting is the solution for x and y. So where will these two lines intersect? The value of x and y at that point. So that is what I'm looking for. Now you'll have to plot them on the graph paper. Okay, I think it's going to take a little bit of time. Meanwhile, I don't think, okay. So Bhishmesh says that the answer is -1 comma 2. Okay, let's check it out. Let's plot the second line and see whether it does intersect the points as -1 comma 2 or not. And in case it does, then Bhishmesh will be eligible for a, he'll get a point for the prize. So not for the prize, because you are still all in contention. Before the stream ends, the one with the maximum number of points is going to be the winner of the stream. Okay. Right. So let me plot the second point now. So when x is equal to 2, y is equal to 4. When x is equal to 2, y is equal to 4. So that gives us the point here. When x is 2, y is equal to 4. I'll have to move the graph. Just a moment. Okay. When x is equal to 2, y is equal to 4. So that gives us a point here. When x is equal to negative 1, y is equal to 2. When x is negative 1, y is equal to 2. That gives us a point here. And when x is equal to 5, y is equal to 6. When x is equal to 5, y is equal to 6. And let us connect the points and see where the line goes through. So yes, we have an intersection point, and let me write the coordinates of the point now. So we have got x at negative 1 and y at 2. So negative 1 comma 2 are the coordinates of the point, and let us see what answer did Bhishmesh give us. Negative 1 comma 2. So indeed, yes, that's correct. Bhishmesh, congratulations. You have got 1 point, and you are definitely going to get a prize today if you happen to maintain the lead. So that is very important. Keep maintaining the lead, because if somebody overtakes you, if they give more correct answers than you, then they will be eligible for the prize and not you. So stay in contention, keep giving the answers to every question that you see from now on, so that so that the price, the hot chocolate mix, the Good and More company is giving you, and that will come to your address. But for that, you will have to fill up the attendance form and provide the address there. So make sure that you provide the full postal address. They'll send it to you by courier, so your contact, the name of the contact person, the phone number, etc., the pin code, everything should be mentioned in the form, then only it will be delivered to you. So make sure you write all those details in the attendance form, right? Okay, let's move on to the next question that we have. Okay, so the next question is, again, we have to solve each of the following systems of equations graphically. So we have got two equations, 2x plus 3y. So I'm going to follow the same strategy now. Find the value of y. So to find the value of y, we take x to the other side. So we get 3y is equal to 6 minus 2x. And when y will be equal to 6 minus 2x divided by 3. Okay, and for the table of values, so okay, get ready, all of you who are watching the stream. I am interested in basically those values of x and y which happen to solve both these equations simultaneously. So I am making a table of values. You will have to also make a table of value and make a graph out of it, and tell me where the graph intersects each other at which point, and that will be the solution of the equations. Okay, so do it faster than me. I'm going to go very slowly. So let me take x, y, right? So one point that I can very clearly see is that it should, when x is equal to 0, this whole thing becomes 0. So that is 6 minus 0 upon 3. So 6 upon 3, gives us a value of 2. Okay, so now the next thing that we need is somehow get this equal to, okay, if we take x as 3, that is going to give us 0 on the top. 6 minus 6 is 0, and 0 divided by 3 is 0. So when x is equal to 3, y is equal to 0. And the third thing, we can then take it as negative 3. Okay, so if we take x as negative 3, then negative 3 times negative 2 gives us 6, and 6 plus 6 will give us 12, and 12 divided by 3 is going to give us 4. Okay, so we have already made one table. Let's move on to the second equation that we have. I hope you are all solving. 4x plus 6y is equal to 12. Okay, and so again, to find the value of y, I'm going to take 6y here, take 4x to the other side, so that gives us 12 minus 4x, and then divide the whole thing by 6. So 12 minus 4x divided by 6. Okay, now I'll have to take the numerator as a multiple of 6 so that I get good values. Why I call them good values is because they become easier to plot on the graph paper, because whenever it's in fractions it becomes difficult as to where exactly to plot it. So that is why I don't prefer to take those values which gives us fractional answers. So I'm always looking for a multiple of 6 in the numerator, because the denominator is going to be 6 now. Okay, so how can we get a multiple of 6 on top? So one is 0 is a multiple of 6. So to get a 0 on top, of course this 4x has to be equal to 12, and if 4x has to be equal to 12, then of course x has to be equal to 3. Okay, so when x is 3, 4x will be 12 and x is 3. So this is one point that we have. Okay, the second point, okay, what happens when, so another multiple, we can take x as 1, but that won't solve the purpose. What if we take x as to make it 6? What will we have to do? 12 minus 6, so we'll have to take x as 1.5. No. Okay, what if we make this whole thing as 0? So let's take x as 0. So when x is 0, this whole thing becomes 0, and 12 minus 0 is 12. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So that is 1 point. And we can take the, so the difference between these 3 points will give us a whole number value. So 3 and 0, that gives us a difference of 3. The next point we can take as a negative 3. So when x is negative 3, y the 4 times negative 3 will become negative 12, and minus 12 will become plus 12. 12 plus 12 will become 24. 24 divided by 6 will give us 4. So yes, these are the 3 points that we have. So we can plot this on the graph paper and get a line for both of these, and then we'll have to find a solution as to what the solution is. Okay, and if you are intelligent enough, or if you are able to put two and two together, I think you don't even have to plot the graph paper and plot it on the graph paper and see what the solution is, because the solution is visible right on the screen. They will coincide. Okay, Bhishmesh says they will coincide. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Okay. Hmm. Yes, does look like it. Does look like it. Let me stop sharing the screen here and share this thing. Okay, you're not able to see it yet. Just a moment. I always forget to share this thing. Screen sharing. Mm, where is it? Right here. Okay. So let me move around the graph paper a little bit and get the points that we have to plot. So x is y is all positive. Okay, so this should do. The first equation, I'm plotting the points now. When x is 0, y is 2. When x is 0, y is 2. That gives us a point here. When x is 3, y is equal to 0. When x is 3, y is equal to 0. So that gives us a point here. And when x is negative 3, y is equal to 4. So x is negative 3 is here, y is equal to 4. That gives us a point here. So the equation, the line for the first equation is going to be this. And let's plot the points for the second equation now. So 3 comma 0, when x is 3, y is 0. So when x is 3, y is equal to 0. So that coincides on b. So that is already a solution for the equation. The second point is when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2. So when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2. That coincides on the point a. And the third is when x is negative 3, y is equal to 4. So that coincides on the point C. And yes, as we see both the lines, when we connect the line of these 3 points, it's going to coincide over that line. So what happens when the lines are coincidental? If they both coincide on each other, what can we say about the solution of those lines? Okay, tell me, is it consistent or inconsistent? That's what I want to know, whether it's consistent or inconsistent, and how many solutions will it have. So I can have three solutions already. Will it have three solutions, or will it have more? All the solutions are similar. Yes, they are all similar. Are the equations consistent or inconsistent? What do you mean by consistent and inconsistent? So that also I told you in the beginning. What are consistent and inconsistent? What does it mean? So I told you when there is at least one solution available, at least one solution available, those are known as consistent equations, because that means they will give you a solution, at least one solution. And when there are no solutions available, then they are said to be inconsistent. So that happens when the lines are parallel to each other. Here the lines are coincident on each other, so that means one line coincides on the other, so there are infinitely many solutions. So let me write it on the screen here, that there are infinitely many solutions. Infinitely, infinitely many solutions. Okay, so yes, and this is an example of consistent equations, because consistent means when there is at least one solution available, and because we see that there are infinite solutions, this happens to be a set of consistent equations. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Bhishmesh has got 2 points now. First, he gave the answer for the last question also, and now he has given the answer for this question also. So Bhishmesh is leading by 2 points. He is definitely eligible for the prize if nobody else happens to beat him in this stream. And Bhishmesh, I hope you have filled up the attendance form. Please write yes in the chat box if you have. Okay, because if you have filled up the attendance form and if you have provided your address, Good and More Company will send you a hot chocolate mix worth 330 rupees absolutely free. Yes, thumbs up button. So yes, he has filled up the attendance form. Good, Bhishmesh. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Bhishmesh, continue with your run so that you don't miss out on the prize. Okay, I think this is the last question for graphical method, and then we'll move on to the substitution. So there are at least two or three questions for substitution method also. So let's try and do it a little fast, because I think already 1 hour 13 minutes is up. Okay, so let's plan and finish this in 15 more minutes or 20 more minutes. Okay, x minus 2y is equal to 6. So of course, if I want the value of y, I can take y to the other side, bring 6 to this side. So 2y will be equal to x minus 6, and then y will be equal to x minus 6 upon 2. And to make a table of values, x and y. Of course, one point I can take it as 0 only, because that is going to be 0 minus 6 is going to be 6, sorry, minus 6, and minus 6 upon 2 is going to be minus 3. I can take one value as 6, as that will give me a value of 6 minus 6 will be 0, and 0 divided by 2 is 0. And I can take one other number, so probably I'll take it as 4. So 4 minus 6 will give us minus 2, and minus 2 divided by 2 is going to give us minus 1. So yes, that is one thing that we have here. Okay, Bishmesh, I hope you are solving and give me the answer to the both the equations. I'll meanwhile move on to the second equation that we have. We'll make a table of values. Uh, so he is given the values of 6 comma 0, 6 comma 6 and 4 comma negative 1. Okay, yes, that works. Good. 6 comma 6 comma 6. How can you get okay, minus 6 comma 6, right? Okay, yes, fine. Uh, no, it will not. Your second point is wrong, I think. 6 comma 6. It looks like 6 comma 6 to me. No, 6 comma 6 will not be a solution. How can you have 6 at the point 6? You can have 0 also and 6 also. Okay, so the other 2 points are okay, but not the middle one. Anyways, move on to the next. You can make a line using 2 points also, because all we need are 2 points. The third point is basically just for confirmation whether it coincides on the line or not. So let me take the second equation. 3x minus 6y is equal to 0. We'll take 6y to the other side. So we get 6y is equal to 3x, and then we can divide by 6. So y is equal to 3x divided by 6. So this is going to be fairly simple. Nothing is being added or subtracted to it. So I can take simple multiples of 6 on the numerator. Uh, so I can take x as 0. That will give us one value. So when x is 0, uh, y will also be equal to 0, because 3x will become 0 and 0 divided by 6 will be 0. So okay. Bhishmesh says it will be 6 comma minus 6. No, even so you're talking about the solution. The solution to both these equations is 6 comma minus 6. Hmm, let's see. Let's see. Okay, I can take one value of x as 2. So when we take x as 2, so the numerator becomes 3 times 2, which is 6, and 6 divided by 6 gives us 1. I can take the second value of x as 4. So when x is equal to 4, okay, so for equation B, Bhishmesh says that there is 0 comma 0. Yes. Minus 1 comma 2. Minus 1, sorry, 4 and minus 12. So when x is 4, y is minus 12. No, that again is incorrect. No, 4 comma minus 1. When x is equal to 4, y is equal to minus 1. No, that's incorrect. When x is equal to 4, it becomes 12, and 12 divided by 6 is 2. So 4 comma 2 is for equation B. And the third point, when x is equal to 2, y is equal to 1. Yes, that's correct. So again, you have got two of the points as correct. The third point is incorrect, but all you need to plot the graph or to plot the line is 2 points. So take the first point and the last point that you've given. The second point is wrong. Just plot the lines and tell me where is the solution. Okay, I'm waiting before I show you the answer on the graph paper. So meanwhile, let me stop sharing the screen and share with you the screen on the graph paper. Meanwhile, you can type in your answer here. What solution did you get? Okay. Okay. Uh, okay, no answers yet. Meanwhile, I'll start plotting the points now. Uh, so we have got when x, so when x is 0. So let me adjust the graph paper first. Okay, that seems to be okay. So when x is 0, y is equal to negative 3. When x is 0, y is equal to negative 3. So that gives us a point here. When x is 6, y is equal to 0. When x is 6, y is equal to 0. That gives us a point here. When x is 4, y is equal to negative 1. When x is 4, y is negative 1. So that gives us a point here. Okay, do we have a solution yet? Bishmesh, what is the solution for both the points? Anybody else who wants to win the prize, please give me a solution for both the lines. Where do the lines coincide each other? On which point do they intersect each other? If they intersect at one point, that gives us one solution. If they coincide over each other, if the two lines coincide over each other, it gives us infinite solutions. And if they're parallel to each other, that gives us no solution. That means the equations are inconsistent. So make sure you write it in the answer in the chat box. If you want a prize, if you want a point to win the prize, Bishmesh is already leading by 2 points. If you want to win a prize, you will have to gain more than 2 points now in the stream, and we are left with only three more questions. So just go hard for it. Tell me the answer right now before I plot the second line. Will we have one solution? Will we have infinite solutions, or will we have no solution? And if we have one solution, what is the solution going to be? Write it in the chat box. Quick, 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 quick. Okay. No correct answers yet. Meanwhile, let me plot a point and see, plot a line and see what we get. So when we connect these 3 points, we get a line something like this. And let's plot the other points now for the second equation. So we have got, or do I give you 10 more seconds to come up with an answer? Will we have one solution, infinite solutions, or no solution? Hmm. Bishmesh has lost all expressions. There is no smile, there is no grin, there is no sadness. Totally expressionless. Okay, I think he is not able to figure it out. So anybody else who wants to win a prize for, sorry, win a point for this question and be come in contention for the prize. The prize is sponsored by Good and More. It's a hot chocolate mix which will be sent at your doorstep by courier. So make sure you fill up the attendance form and provide your address and all the details mentioned in the attendance form. And if you attend both the streams of linear equations, you'll be also eligible to get a certificate. So the certificate is going to be sent to your email address, which you can then print it. So that depends upon you, or you can just paste it on your desktop. So yes, you can print it out, you can keep it in your file. It will when you win lots of certificates, it uh, basically adds to your resume. So you can print it out and keep it in your file and collect all these certificates. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to plot the second line now. No, nobody is willing to answer. Nobody wants the prize, I think, or nobody wants to win a question, win a point for this prize. Okay, the first point for the second line is 0 comma 0. So when x is equal to 0, y is also equal to 0. So that gives us a, sorry, when x is equal to 0, y is also equal to 0. So that gives us a point here. Okay. The second point is when x is equal to 2, y is equal to 1. So when x is equal to 2, y is equal to 1. So that gives us a point here. And the third point is when x is equal to 4, y is equal to 2. When x is equal to 4, y is equal to 2. And let me make these two lines. So the first line that we have here is connecting these 2 points. Do we have a solution yet? Okay, no solution. Okay, I'm going to give you the answer then. And the second line, when we connect these 2 points, we get a line like this. So here obviously we see that the difference at any point between the y coordinates at any x coordinate, we see that the difference between these two lines is 3 units. So here if we take this point and this point, the difference is 3 units. Here if we take this point and this point, the sorry, the difference is again 3 units, and here also it's 3 units, here also it's 3 units. So the lines are parallel to each other, and when the lines are parallel to each other, it gives us no solution. Right, so let me share the other screen with you now. The lines are parallel to each other, so I can write lines are parallel. So if the lines are parallel, there are no solution. No solution exists, and these are set of inconsistent equations, because inconsistent equations don't give us any solutions. Okay, got it? Clear till now? Okay. Bhishmesh, sorry, too late. No solutions as they are parallel. I had already given you the answer, so you will not be eligible for that point. But anyways, good effort. You gave at least the coordinates of the points of the two lines you gave correctly, or sorry, this and this. So you got two of the points correct in both of them. One point was wrong. But anyways, never mind. We'll move on to the next thing now. And in the next thing, we've got the substitution method. So in the substitution method, also I'll explain the concept first, and then I think we've got three questions. Okay, four questions. We'll finish those very quickly. So in substitution method, what do? We have got a set of steps that we have. So I've written the steps on the screen and you can see them on the screen. So I'll explain the concept very quickly. So first step is you have to find the value of one variable in terms of the other. So let me take the two equations that we have been given as 2x plus y is equal to 7 and 4x minus 3y plus 1 is equal to 0. So one is we find the value of one variable in terms of the other. So look at the two equations. Which one do you think will be easier to find and substitute? Because if we look at the second equation, to find the value of y, you can take y to the other side and then it becomes 4x plus 1 divided by 3. So that gives us fractional answers, and sometimes you do have to substitute fractions also, but it's better to avoid fractions. And since we have the coefficient of y here in the first equation as 1, this will surely not give us any fraction. So we can just say that y will then be equal to 7 minus 2x, because that if we take 2x to the other side, it becomes 7 minus 2x. So we have found the value of y in terms of x. That is the first step that we have to do. The second step then would be to substitute this in the other equation. Make sure you don't substitute back into the same equation, because if we have found the value of y from the first equation and you substitute it back into that, it will make no sense. So to make any sense, you will have to substitute this value of y in the other equation that we have. So the other equation is 4x minus 3 times y, and instead of y, now I'm going to take this value that I had found. So instead of y, I'll write this as 7 minus 2x, and plus 1 is equal to 0. So this will give us 4x, and then I can open the bracket. So okay, so I've substituted in the second, and then we find the value. That is the third step. So we simplify this and we find the value of uh, that variable. So when we do this, we can simplify it as 4x. Then we open the bracket. So minus 3 times 7 will give us minus 21, and minus 3 times minus 2 will give us plus 6. Sorry, plus 6x, and then we have got plus 1 is equal to 0. So minus 4x plus 6x becomes 10x. So 10x, and minus 21 plus 1 gives us minus 20, which we, when we take it to the other side, we we can make it plus 20. So 10x is equal to 20, and therefore then find the value of x. So if 10x is equal to 20, then we can divide both sides of the equation by 10. So we get x on the left hand side, and 20 divided by 10 is 2. So we get the value of x as 2, and then substituting this value of 2 into any one of the equations that we have been given. So you can now substitute in any equation, the first equation also, the second equation also. And okay, Bishmesh has already given the answer. Unfortunately, Bishmesh, there are no points for this question, but you can wait for the next question. But I think you are right. Let us find the value of y. So we substitute this value of x into any of the equations above. So we get um, I'll take the first equation that looks to be simpler to me. So 2 times x, and x we have found as 2. So 2 times 2 plus y is equal to 7. So that means 4 plus y is equal to 7. And then when 4 goes to the other side, y becomes 7 minus 4, and that will give us 3. So yes, indeed, Bishmesh is correct. 2 comma 3 is the correct answer, where x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3. Very good, Bishmesh. Keep it up. You are in contention for the prize. You have already got 2 correct answers, and you are 2 points ahead of all others. So yes, keep it up, and we'll move on to the next question. Anybody else who wants to win the prize has to get more than 2 points, or has to stay take a lead more than Bhishmesh to be eligible for the prize. So do we've got 4 questions left, so just keep doing it. We've got to do solve these two equations that we have by using the substitution method. Okay, so this is going to be simple. uh, Not very simple, because I can see already a lot of fractions here, and whenever we have fractions, it makes things complicated for us. But there is one thing possible that we can do, and that is we can multiply both these equations by the LCM of the denominators that we have. So if we look at the first equation, we have got the denominator as 2 and 3, and the LCM is 6. So if you multiply each term of the equations on both the sides by 6, we can make another equation out of it. So if we multiply the first term by 6, that becomes 6 times 3x upon 2. Then we multiply the second term also by 6, so 6 times 5y upon 3. And we multiply the third term also by 6, so 6 times minus 2. So here the 6 gets cancelled, it becomes 3. So 3 times 3x is 9x, and here 3 and 6 gets cancelled, this becomes 2. So that becomes minus 2 times 5y is 10y. 9x minus 10y is equal to 6 times minus 2 is minus 12. Okay. Mm, Please solve this yourself and tell me what the answers to x and y will be, for which both these, it should satisfy both these equations using the substitution method. Okay, so let me take this as the first equation, number 1. Let me simplify the second equation now. X upon 3 plus y upon 2 is equal to 13 upon 6. Let me look at the denominators. Denominator 3, 2 and 6. The LCM of the three denominators, 3, 2 and 6, is obviously 6. We'll have to multiply each term by 6 here also. So 6 into x upon 3 plus 6 into y upon 2 is equal to 6 into 13 upon 6. Now we can simplify it. This becomes 2, so that we can write it as 2x. This becomes 3, so 2x plus 3y. And in the third one, the 6 and gets cancelled, so it becomes 13. And then this becomes equation number 2. So from equation number 1 or 2, from whichever you think is simpler, you can find the value of one variable, substitute it back into the other equation, and find out, you get a linear equation in one variable. Then find out the value of that variable, substitute into any of the equations, and get the answer, right, like we did for the sample problem. Okay, so here looking at the coefficients, I think the first one, the coefficients are too large. It is going to make things complicated. Let me take the second equation to find out the value of y. So to find out the value of y, we will have to keep y on one side, take everything else to the other side. So 3y will then be equal to 13 minus 2x, and y will be equal to 13 minus 2x upon 3. Now, using this value of y, we can substitute it into equation number 1. So, equation number 1 is, let me write it here, 9x minus 10y. Y is now equal to 13 minus 2x times 3. Uh, that should be equal to minus 12. Okay, so again we've got 3 in the denominator. So to get rid of everything, all fractions, I'll multiply each term by 3. So if I multiply the first term by 3, I get 27x. If I multiply the second term by 3, so the 3 and 3 gets cancelled, and this we can just simplify. So this becomes minus 10 times 13 minus 2x, and multiplying the right hand side also by 3, I get minus 36. So then I'll open the bracket. So 27x minus 10 into 13 will give us minus 130, and minus 10 into plus 2x will give us how much? Plus 20x. That will be equal to minus 36. Then I can take I can combine the x's together. So 27x plus 20x gives me 47x. I can take 130 to the other side, so that will become positive 130 minus 36, which gives us 94. Okay, no solutions yet. Okay, who wants a prize other than Bhishmesh? Bhishmesh is already in the lead. Who wants a prize now? Okay, 47x. So we have to find the value of x. So therefore, we'll divide both sides by 47. So x will then be equal to 94 upon 47, which gives us 2. So now we have found the value of x as 2, and we can substitute back into any of the equations, either equation 1 here or in equation 2 here, and find the value of y also. So obviously I think if substituting it in equation number 2 is going to be easier, as the numbers are smaller. So whenever the coefficients are smaller, the numbers are smaller, the calculations are easier, and it makes things simpler for us. So let's substitute into the second equation. So when x is equal to 2, so we have got the second equation as 2x plus 3y is equal to 13. So when x is equal to 2, we get 2 times 2 plus 3y is equal to 13. So 2 times 2 is 4, and when 4 goes to the other side, we get 3y is equal to 13 minus 4, and then 13 minus 4 is 9, and 3y, so we can take 3 to the other side, we'll have to divide it. So this becomes 9 upon 3, which is equal to 3. So the solution for this equation is 2 comma 3. When x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3, it will satisfy the equation a also, and it is going to satisfy the equation b also, right? So that is using the substitution method that we have done. Let's move on to the next question. And if again, like I said, you have got two things that you'll be getting in this stream. One is if you attend all the sessions of linear equations, which is going to be this stream and the stream next week, you will be eligible to win a certificate. The certificate will be sent to your email address. So obviously you will have to fill up the attendance form. The attendance form you will find in the description of this video. So just to go to the description, find the attendance form, click on the link and fill up that form, submit, make sure that all the information is correct. And the second thing is that this video is being sponsored by Good and More. So Good and More is a company which is involved in packaged foods, and they are willing to give you a free hot chocolate mix worth 330 rupees, absolutely free, and it will be delivered at your home free of cost. So make sure you provide your address also in the attendance form. So just do that, and the prize will come to you. But you will have to beat Bhishmesh for that, because he is leading right now with 2 points. And uh, anybody who scores more than 2 points or more points than Bhishmesh will be eligible for the prize. So make sure you fill up the attendance form, and also do not forget to like the video and to subscribe to the channel. So don't forget to click on the like button. It provides me uh, motivation. I always make that mistake in every stream. I call motivation as motification. I don't know why. Okay, never mind. So it gives me the motivation, and it also spreads helps to spread the video all over the world to students who are interested in stuff like this. Uh, Okay, and then in the second, what else you have to do is you have to subscribe to the channel. So just click on the subscribe button so that you are able to uh, do it. Every future live stream is sent to you. The notification for every live stream is sent to your inbox or to every new video that is uploaded. Okay, let's move on to the next question. I hope you are solving the questions by now. Bishmesh says that he made a mistake in the signs. Yes, Bishmesh, it does happen sometimes. Make sure you answer this correct question correctly. And of course, the others who are watching the stream can also be eligible to win the prize if they beat Bhishmesh, who is already up by 2 points. So if you get more than 2 points and Bhishmesh, you get ahead of Bhishmesh, you will be also eligible for the prize. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So here we have got 4 upon x plus 3y is equal to 8, and 6 upon x minus 4y is equal to negative 5. Now this becomes very confusing, isn't it? Okay, Bhishmesh, he has already given the answer as x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 2. Let's solve it and see whether Bhishmesh is correct or not. So what I'm going to do is, we've got x in the denominator now, and whenever it's in the denominator, it becomes very complicated where we have to 4 upon x, so we'll have to find out the LCM. So that becomes 4 upon x, LCM is x, and then 4 plus 3xy upon x will go to the other side. So 4 plus 3xy is equal to 8x. So that makes things very, very complicated. So instead of that, to make things simpler, what I can take is that let 1 upon x be equal to another variable. Let me take it as p. I can take any variable as I want. I can take it as u also. I can take it as v also. I can take it as a, b, c, or whatever I want to. So let me take it as p. So let 1 upon x be equal to p. So if 1 upon x will be equal to p, then we can write the first equation as 4p, because 4 upon x can then be written as 4 into 1 upon x, and because 1 upon x is p, I can write it as 4p. So 4p plus 3y is equal to 8. That is one equation that I have. And the second equation, because 1 upon x is p, so the second equation will become 6p, because 6 into 1 upon x. And if this is p, it becomes 6p. 6p minus 4y is equal to negative 5. Excuse me. Okay, now from which thing do you see? Uh, from which equation do you think it will be easier to find the value of y or to find the value of p? I can take anything that I want. Okay, let me find the value of y from the first equation I'll take. So let me name this as equation number 1, this as equation number 2. And we have got Shraddha Singh joining here, and who says, hey Shraddha, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you here. And hope you are solving the questions. I think you're too late, but yes, we should be finishing in about 15 minutes. But yes, do stick around to the end of the video and enjoy learning about the substitution method that we are doing now. Okay, so I'll take the value of y from the first equation. So 4p plus 3y is equal to 8. Keeping y on one side, I'll take p to the other side. So then we'll get 3y is equal to 8 minus 4p. And obviously the value of y will then be 8 minus 4p upon 3. Okay, and now I'm going to substitute this value of y in the other equation. So the other equation that we have is 6p minus 4y. So 4 times y is now equal to 8 minus 4p upon 3 is equal to minus 5. I've rewritten the second equation exactly, but instead of y, I have now written this value of y. So now when we simplify this, again we have got 3 in the denominator. So okay. Meanwhile, Bhishmesh had a question. What we had to do in good and modeling? Nothing you have to do, Bhishmesh. That is just for your reference. That what all other products that do they have? If they have any other products that you can find that you find interesting, you can just visit their website and order it for yourself. So you can get the products are all available on Amazon, and you can just order it from there, and they will be delivered to your place. But obviously you'll have to pay for them. But in this stream, if you win the prize, you will get a hot chocolate mix worth 330 rupees absolutely free at your doorstep. Okay, right. Okay, very good, Bishmesh. Right. Okay, let's continue with the question. So again, to get rid of the fractions, let us multiply all the terms by 3. So the first term will then become 18p. The second term, the 3, when multiplied by the 3, the denominator gets cancelled, and that just leaves us with 4 times 8 minus 4p. And when we multiply the right side also by 3, we get minus 15. Okay, simplifying the left hand side, I get 18p, and minus 4 times 8 is minus 32, and minus 4 times minus 4p becomes plus 16p. That should be equal to minus 15. And then I can add these, so 18 plus 16p becomes 34p. Okay, and 32 goes to the other side, that becomes positive, so 32 minus 15, so 34p is equal to 17. So obviously p will then be equal to 17 upon 34, which is equal to 1 upon 2. So p is equal to 1 upon 2, but because p was equal to 1 upon x, so 1 upon 2 is equal to 1 upon x, and if we take the reciprocals of both the side, we get x is equal to 2. Now taking this value of 2, of x is equal to 2, and substituting in any one of these two equations, we can find out the value of y also. So let me take the first equation now. So 4 upon x is equal to 2, so 4 upon 2, because in place of x we'll write this value of x now. So 4 upon 2. Anybody has given the solutions yet? Nobody except Bhishmesh is willing to take the prize, I think. No solutions yet. I want the solution before I solve it on the screen. Okay, no solution. Sorry, your mistake. You're late. Uh, you still have 3 more questions to go. So 4 upon 2, uh, that gives us the first term, plus 3y is equal to 8. So 4 upon 2 gives me nothing but 2, and 2 I can take to the other side. So 3y will be equal to 8 minus 2, and because 8 minus 2 is equal to 6, so therefore y will be equal to 6 divided by 3, and that gives us also 2. So y is also equal to 2. So that means the ordered pair is 2 comma 2, where x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 2. Right, let's move to the next question now. How many questions are we left with? Just 2 more questions. Okay, so Bhishmesh has already got 2 points. So anybody else who equals Bhishmesh now will be eligible for the prize. But I'll be giving the point only to that person who answers first in the chat box what the solution to these two equations would be. Okay, what will be the solution to these two equations? Start doing it by the substitution method right now, and give me solution in the chat box so that you are eligible for a prize. So like I told you, let me, the equations are simple here, no fractions, so nothing to simplify. I can just take this as equation number 1 and take this as equation number 2. I look at both the equations and see which one will be an easier equation to find the value of one variable. So I think out of both the equations, nothing will help me get rid of the fractions. The fractions will be there in both the equations for sure. But yes, what I can do is that in the first equation, I think the coefficients are smaller, so it will give me an easier equation to substitute. So let me try and find the value of y from the first equation. So here I would like to tell you, you can find the value of x also if you want. So keep x on one side, take y to the other side, and find the value of x in terms of y, and then substitute that value of x into the other equation and find the value of y, and then substitute that value of y into any of the equations and find the value of x. So you can do that if you like, or here, okay, Bhishmesh has already given the answer. X is equal to 1, y is equal to 0, and if indeed Bhishmesh is correct, then uh, uh, okay, Bhishmesh, you had answered in the previous question x is equal to 2, y is equal to uh, but when did you answer it? This was before I, yes, this was before I did it on the screen. Yes, you were correct, Bhishmesh. You get 3 points. You're right. And this one you are giving the answer as x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0. Okay, let's find out if indeed it is the same answer. Then Bishwesh will get 4 points. So let's see. I think I'll take equation number 1. So 3x plus 2y is equal to 3. I'll take the value of, find the value of y in terms of x. So obviously 3x I'll take to the other side. So 2y will then be equal to 3 minus 3x, and then to find the value of y, y will be equal to 3 minus 3x upon 2. Substitute this back into the other equation, the second equation I have to substitute now, because I can't substitute back into the same equation from which the from which I found the value. So substituting this value of y in the second equation, I get 9 times x plus 4 times y. So instead of y now, I'm going to put this value of y, which is 3 minus 3x upon 2 is equal to 9. And here the coefficient 2 and 4, they can be cancelled, so I just cancel that, and now again the denominators by uh, uh, God's grace, they have cancelled, so we are left with no fractions now. That's a good thing, so we can just take it as simplify, open the brackets and find out the value of x. So 9x plus 2 times 3 will be 6, and 2 times minus 3x will be minus 6x, should be equal to 9. And I can take 9x and minus 6x will become 3x. 6 I can take to the other side, so that becomes 9 minus 6, and 9 minus 6 is equal to 3, and then x therefore will be 3 divided by 3, which is equal to 1. So x is equal to 1. That is one value that we find. Now this value of x we can substitute into any of the equations 1 or 2 and find the value of y also. So again, like I said, in equation number 1, we we can either substitute in this or we can substitute into this also, because from the first equation it also find the value of y as this. So let me try by substituting here. Y is equal to 3 minus 3 times x is equal to 1. So instead of x, I'll write at 1 and divided by 2. So that gives me 3 minus 3 times 1 is 3 upon 2, which is 0 upon 2, and y is equal to 0. So x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 0. And what was Bhishmesh's answer? X is equal to 1, y is equal to 0. Congratulations, Bhishmesh. You have won 4 points and you are definitely in, you will definitely get the uh, prize now. It will be delivered to your place if you have filled up the attendance form and provided with the correct address. We'll move on to the last question of the day. Uh, Last question? Yes, last question. Okay, find the values of this again by the substitution method. So make sure you do it and give me the solution in the chat box. Okay, nobody else is winning the prize because now Bhishmesh has got how many? 5 points. Okay. He says, Sir, I hate graphical questions. Yes, it happens actually in graphs. Sometimes it becomes complicated, where especially if we get the values in fractions. So you'll have to think of ways in which you can avoid the fraction. So, like I told you, we look at the numerator what we have, and we try to make the numerator a multiple of the denominator. So that makes the things a little simpler, and then it is basically just finding the value of x in terms of y, and plotting those points on the graph, and see where the lines intersect each other. So yes, it is a little difficult, uh, but uh, one has to do it. What do we do? So yes, hopefully you shouldn't get graphical questions in the first session now, because first session is going to be multiple type questions only. So probably you won't have to make the graphs. They will give you graphs, and they might give you uh, the lines plotted on the graph already, and they may ask you what the solution to that is, and it will be a multiple choice question, because we see that the first session at least has been converted into MCQ type question. But that is also not sure as of yet, because if things change, it might be changed in the future. So we'll have to be prepared with both MCQ type questions and subjective type questions. And in MCQ type questions also we have to solve. So that is why this stream is going to be very helpful for you, which helps you in learning the concept and solving things, right? So meanwhile, I think you are doing the question and trying to find out the solution, what will be the solution to x and y. Meanwhile, I'll also continue. So again, no fractions, easy to do. This is equation 1, this is equation 2. Again, I think it will be easy to find the value of y from the first equation, because the coefficients are smaller. So I can take just 3y to the other side, I can bring 5 to this side, so then that will give me 3y is equal to 2x minus 5, and then I can divide by 3, so y will be equal to 2x minus 5 upon 3. Okay, let me substitute is this into equation number 2 now. So equation number 2 is 8x minus 12 times y, and instead of y I'm going to write this value now, 2x minus 5 upon 3, and that is 12y, and that should be equal to 9. Okay, uh, 3 and 12 can be cancelled, so that yes, that becomes 4, and this becomes 8x. And let me simplify the brackets. Okay, do we have any answers yet? Vishmesh says, sir, in this question all the variables are getting cancelled out. Okay, let's see 8x, and when we substitute this, 4 times 2x will give us minus 8x, and 4 times minus 5 is equal to minus 20, sorry, plus 20. That should be equal to 9, and 8x minus 8x obviously gets cancelled out, so here we get 20 is equal to 9. Okay, yes, Bhishmesh, you're right. The variables are getting cancelled out. So that is one thing that we have to be careful of. When variables do get cancelled out, it can give you two things. So either you'll get something like this, where 20 is equal to 9, but we are very sure 20 is not equal to 9. So because this system is false, the statement is false, therefore we will have no solutions to this. So in fact, if you plot these two equations on the graph, you will see that the lines, they will be parallel to each other, they won't intersect. So this is a system of inconsistent equation. So when the variables get cancelled out and you get a false statement, that means you will have no solutions. But suppose you were to get 20 is equal to 20, if instead of this 9 it had happened to be 20 here, 20 is equal to 20, and that is a true equation, then that just means that you will have infinite solutions. So the variables will still get cancelled out in that case, but if this equation is true, you will get infinite solutions. And for infinite solutions, I told you the ratio of the coefficients a1 upon a2 should be equal to b1 upon b2, should be equal to c1 upon c2. And for no solutions, it should be a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2, which is not equal to C1 upon C2. Let us try the finding the ratios of A1 upon A2. So A1 upon A2 is equal to 2 upon 8, so 1 upon 4. B1 upon B2 is equal to uh, minus 3 upon minus 12, so that is again 1 upon 4. And C1 upon C2 is obviously the C both have to go on the other side, so that is minus 5 upon minus 9, so minus get cancelled, and that's 5 upon 9. So you get that this is being satisfied here, that a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is not equal to c1 upon c2. 1 upon 4 is equal to 1 upon 4 is not equal to 5 upon 9. Therefore there will be no solutions for this, right? Okay. And yes, Bishmesh says I got 20 is equal to 9. I also got 20 is equal to 9, Bishmesh. Okay. Let's see, if instead of 9 this had been 20, then the ratio of C1 upon C2 would then have been minus 5 upon minus 20, and that minus would have got cancelled, and we would have again got 1 upon 4, in which case it would have satisfied the first case in which we would have infinite solutions. So here, because uh, there the variables got cancelled, uh, and this equation is false. 20 is not equal to 9, it is false. Therefore there are no solutions for this equation, right? Okay, I hope you have understood, and that brings us to the end of the slide flow. Okay, and right. So I hope you did enjoy the stream quite a lot, because I had a lot of fun doing it. It's been 2 hours since we started. We started at 5 and we're finishing at 7. Quite a long stream. And I respect all of you who are sitting here since the last 2 hours and attending all the questions and doing all the questions. Bhishmesh, congratulations. You have won the prize from Good and More, and I'll check out your attendance form and find the address. And if you have provided your phone number, I'll call that if there is any problem, or email. So I'm sure you must have provided. I'll probably send you a mail in case there's any problem that I find, and we can connect on that. And you will definitely get a prize from Good and More, because like I said, this stream has been sponsored by Good and More. And Good and More is a company which is involved in the food packaging business, and you can visit their website at goodandmore.in. Good and More, the spelling of more is MOORE, not MORE. And you can check out their other products also, which will if you want to order, you will get find links to Amazon. There you can order them from Amazon, and they'll be delivered to your doorstep. But Bhishmesh has won the prize. He'll be eligible to receive a free hot chocolate mix from Good and More, and it will be delivered to him at his place. Okay, and he is also wishing me a happy Friendship Day. A very happy Friendship Day to you also, Bhishmesh, and to all of the people who are attending the stream. A very happy Friendship Day to you all. Okay, and one more thing that you have to do, which I'm sure you must have done by now, is that you do not forget to click on the like button, because that gives me motivation. I like to do more such streams. And do not forget to subscribe to this channel also, because any future videos, in fact, I'm going to upload a video on my other channel, maybe tomorrow or day after. So don't forget to check out my other channel also, and do subscribe to this one also. Do click on the bell notification to receive a link to, or a notification for all future live streams and videos that you are uploaded onto the this thing. And you can check out my other channel, which is basically the medium of communication, and that is Hindi. So just two different channels, the content is the same. In this one I talk in English, and the other one I talk in Hindi, to suit the Hindi audiences. So you can check out my channel called Ganitavya. Just search for it on YouTube, Ganitavya, and you'll find my picture in which I'm doing like this. It has got like face like this, funny face. But yes, you'll find me there, and you can subscribe to that channel also. Press the bell notification so that you do get a notification to all future live streams and videos. As I said, I'll be posting a video on that channel in the next day or two. Probably by tomorrow, I'll be done with it. And that video is on the substitution method only. So you'll learn quite a lot from that. Yes. Yes, that's all for this stream. And once again, before I end, I'll just show you. Uh, what do I'll show you my i- intro video of exponent to success and tell you why it helps. So yes, like it said that exponent to success, it adds an exponent to your learning curve. So everybody has a learning curve, and if you also have a learning curve, and of course that curve is never equal to zero. So because if you raise uh, an exponent of any exponent to zero, it will always be zero. So you obviously have some brains, because of which you have a learning curve. So it just adds an exponent to your learning curve, and it helps you grow exponentially. And imagine, once you stick around with me to the end of the year, and we are going to solve all topics of class 10th, you are going to score very good marks in class 10th. And that is what your aim is, that is what my aim is, that my maximum students should score very good marks in the board exam. So that is why I'm there to help you. So I'll see you in the next stream on Ganitavya next week, Sunday, 5 p.m. And see you there. Congratulations, Bhishmesh, for winning the free prize from Good and More this time. And all of you, if you want the certificate, uh, do fill up the attendance form, because it will be removed from the description box in the next 5 minutes. Do fill it up right now, and fill up attend the next session also on Ganitavya, so that then you'll get the certificate also, right? And I'll see you on the next stream, Sunday, 5 p.m. on Ganitavya. Take care. God bless. Bye.